with this collective. May any negative energies that try to impede this message, may their energy be sent back to them times 10 for the good of all and to the harm of none. May only the most helpful messages come forward for the collective at this time. Please focus on collective energy. My collective would like a clear message today, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I pulled the top card, and the top card is the Hierophant. So this could be you. You know, somebody who's tapped into their spiritual gifts and is on their spiritual path, on their journey, right? I feel that's your energy. Spirit, any messages that need to come forward at this time for the collective? That was pretty quick. All right. So, let's start here. 7 of Cups energy. So this is in reference to love and emotions. This is like feelings of indecision, feeling overwhelmed, which can have you in kind of a delusional state where you just don't like really know what's up, what's really going on. This is like wishful thinking, fantasies, choices, a lure of temptation on your path, right? Like you may be being tempted at this time and it's straying you from what you're supposed to be doing because you're fearing making the wrong decisions. And the problem with fearing making the wrong decision is that it can block you. And that is what's causing your overwhelm. But you have to learn that you need to keep moving forward without knowing the bigger picture, because you have a lot of options available to you, and we create our own destiny. We create our own future. We create our own path. You're the Hierophant, okay? So you have the ability to co-create with Spirit, and to literally make whatever path you want happen. So if you say that you want someone or you say that you want something, you can have that. You can make that happen. So the illusion is that you have choices or options to be made, and it's like really you don't. Like you just figure out what feels good and follow that and tell the universe, like, I want to continue feeling good. I want to continue feeling this. This is the right thing for me. I want this. And the universe will say, okay, you can have that. Right? So right now, a lot of you are in the energy of indecision because you're fearing making the wrong decision, but that's keeping you stuck, right? Okay, so then we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which, let's just look at the imagery on the card upright. Okay. Okay, so this is a sign of misfortune in your money. So I don't know if this is a worry that you're having currently, that you're gonna have a severe depletion of funds, or that you have some kind of huge financial worry on the horizon. I hate giving messages like this, but just be aware that this is something that's on the horizon for some of you, that you might experience a downfall as it pertains to your finances. And you have to learn to be quick on your feet and roll with the punches in life, and to know what your next move is, and to know that you're not causing other people misfortune just because you're experiencing misfortune within yourself. Like, some of you need to redirect your life because the choices you're making are leading you into financial ruin. Okay, sorry, that's heavy. I don't like to give that message, but like I said, but it also has to do with spiritual and material abundance, community, generosity, wealth, prosperity, and building a legacy. So Some of you are missing out on your opportunity to build a community. You're missing out on your opportunity to build a legacy. By this, I feel it's this indecision and not knowing what you want to do that's causing this to happen to you. Like, you know, they say, like, you worry about whether the choices you make in life are good or not, but if you don't make any choice at all, have you ever really lived? You know, some of you are just letting your life pass you by because you're not making decisions. Some of you may be chasing luxury and status and having financial loss because you're too focused on materialism, and the universe wants you to know that it's about more than that, right? Your abundance comes from how much you give, not how much you take, and it comes from the work that you put in as far as it pertains to, like, serving your community and serving yourself and serving source and your purpose. And if you're not standing in your purpose or doing the right thing, you can expect to have negative energy as it pertains to your abundance, meaning love and wealth. So if you feel like you're not experiencing as much love as you'd like to, if you feel like you're in a loveless situation, I'm getting some of you feel like you're in a loveless situation, or you just don't feel very supported or loved, or you feel like you're in this spot where you're supposed to have all these things, like the family is there, the community is there, but it's not real, and it's a farce, and you basically were sold a broken dream, and the energy is not what it was promised to be. So some of you need to get back in touch with source and spend time alone and reconnect with your highest timeline, so that you can go out into the world and find who your soul family is, your actual soul tribe that you're supposed to be on this journey with, so that you can get back to doing what it is that you're meant to be doing. Okay, so the next card is Two of Swords. You know, this looks terrible already. She's got two crows, blackbirds, like her eyes are blindfolded, and she's being kind of wrapped up in their mess, and they're, you know, they're pulling her hair, right? They're pulling her in different directions. Some of you may be feeling like at this time that you're being ripped and pulled in different directions, whether it is by your own mental stability or the people around you and how you're being influenced. So some of you are at a crossroads right now and you feel like you're at a stalemate, like you don't know which way to go. You're being ripped and pulled in different directions. You have opposing ideas or options to the people around you, and you're having trouble with your memories and your thoughts. Like literally like a battle between like remembering how things were and how happy you were at some point in time and what made you happy and when you were following your path and doing what it was you wanted to do, and now like where you're being pulled to go by the people around you. And you need to say, F those people, because this is your path and your journey and you're writing the story, not them. So if you're feeling like you're being ripped in a different direction by the people around you, the people around you may not be the people that are supposed to be around you. So you're having trouble with choosing the best course of action. If some of you are trying to get out of situations where you feel like you're being pushed and pulled around, you may be experiencing confusion because of it, because it's a difficult choice to make and you don't want to make a choice, which is why you're in that Seven of Cups energy where you're stagnant because you're trying to figure it out and you're indecisive. You may be having angst and anxiety in relation to the unknown just because you can't see the bigger picture. And that's what life is taking a leap of faith sometimes. This is kind of heavy energy that you guys are going through right now. Just like being between a rock and a hard place. And a lot of you are in this position because you have a fear of commitment. So like you want all this stuff, right? You want the money, you want the empire, the community, the family, the children around you. You want all that, but you don't want to have to commit to something. Whether that's a job, being somewhere, being in one place, being with one person. And like, you know, some of you can manifest for yourself a partner that doesn't expect that of you. You can manifest any kind of relationship, like dynamic that you want. You just have to present yourself as such and be honest. Like if you're polyamorous and you don't want to be with anybody like who expects for you to just be with just them, you can make that work. You can figure that out between you and that person. So I don't know what it is that you're like fearing to commit to, but like if you want to start a business, start that business. If you want to branch out and go to school for something, go to school for that thing. If you want to move somewhere, move to that place. If you want anything you want, you are the Hierophant. You can create any and all things and jump over any hurdle or any obstacle that is in your way. Like ask God and he will clear the path for you, but you need to make a decision on what it is you want to do, or that's not going to happen for you. And your desired outcome is this, the Ace of Wands, right? I think this is what's going to end up happening once you get over this hump of being where you're at, mentally and emotionally. Once you get past this energy, your Ace of Wands is waiting for you on the other side, okay? It's really tough energy to be in, but the result is positive, right? Like it's gonna go. Whatever spirit has planned, it's gonna happen whether or not you get on board. It's just about how hard the journey is going to be to get there, right? So this is like new ideas, seeds of potential, arrival of your inspiration, illumination, periods of intense creativity, the mirror-like nature of consciousness, right? Like, so people in your immediate surroundings, your soul tribe, people you're supposed to be around, things are supposed to be happening, you'll start seeing synchronicities, and you'll feel like people are taking the thoughts right out of your head or the words right out of your mouth. You're going to be so on the same page with some of these people. You're going to have a lot of mirroring in your outside environment, things that mirror you and who you really are. Okay? You're going to start to feel the interconnectedness of all things, like animals, music, the elements. Like when you speak outside and you say, should I do this thing? And the wind blows, you're going to know that that's confirmation from spirit, that spirit is talking to you, is urging you in that direction. And this is also the ability to manifest anything, right? Your Ace of Wands is your magic, your ability to manifest and have anything and everything that you want. That's what's on the other side of indecision. If you're feeling like you're uninspired, having creative blocks, you feel like your mind needs rest and having unfocused energy resulting in burnout, it's a time to bolster your faith in yourself and in spirit, right? You need to get reconnected with spirit at this time. So some of you, you're too grounded, right? Some of you are lacking your roots. You need to get rooted. Some of you need to be grounded. Some of you are struggling with needing to integrate. There's all kinds of facets that you could be going through right now, that where you feel inconsistent or out of touch, or you feel like good things are out of reach for you. But in order to reach this energy You have to realign yourself. Whatever chakra is out of balance, whatever part of you is out of balance with creator and source and all that is one, and what connects you to others, you need to get back in balance with that. And you need to rest. One of the most important things is that you need to rest, but also you need to rest a rest that's going to give you physical, mental, spiritual clarity, right? And a recharge, not like resting, like laying down in bed, eating chips and watching sad movies and crying about your life. Like, you need to get up out of your stupor. You need to be going to bed on time, waking up on time, starting your day with a good routine, practicing healthy eating habits, doing what it is that's going to get you the most energy at this time. Because the shifting that's happening is so significant that it's going to be overwhelming, and a lot of us are going to be tired, and there's going to be outside factors sending energy, wanting you to give up, wanting you to fail, because the dark cannot stand it the closer you get to the light. So when it feels like it's getting harder, just know that you're moving in the right direction. Like, your outside surroundings will start to brighten and look better, but your internal will feel kind of heavy. And that's the importance of having a healthy time of recharge, so that you can gather together the strength to carry on the next day for whatever the next battle is, right? Because they come one after another. The closer and closer you get to your enlightenment, the closer you reach ascension and your level ups happen, you're just going to continue going in that direction. And there might be a gestation period where, like, every time you get an upgrade and you feel like knowledge coming in, you feel so tired and you just want to sleep and be left alone and not talk to anybody. And it's okay to do that. Go out in nature and be by yourself. And if somebody approaches you, you tell them, listen, I'm trying to be by myself right now. I don't have the energy. Maybe another time. I'm out here to connect with the earth and with my own thoughts. I need some space and I need some time. And you do that, and you know, it might be 2 or 3 days before you're ready, but you will be able to reintegrate back into your surroundings and come from a fresh perspective, you know? So the light seer side of the Hierophant card is that you are a spiritual leader or guide at heart. You may be experiencing enlightenment and awakening. You're probably in service of spirit in some way. You may be a traditional person or working through something that is a tradition to you. You may be learning a very valuable spiritual lesson at this time, or you may be giving spiritual lessons. You may have formal education or training, or you may need to seek out formal education or training on the things that you're wanting to do spiritually. You know, seek out somebody in the community who you can learn from. I know right now I'm working on a few things, and I have reached out to somebody in the community and got amazing feedback, and I'm going to be in collaboration with them soon to do something that I've wanted to do my entire life. And it's taking off because I reached out to do this. And so you need to do that at this time too. If you need a coach to learn how to play an instrument, if you need a coach to teach you how to better manifest, if you need a coach to help you get up and eat proper and exercise, you don't even know what that means and you need somebody to teach you, or if you need someone to teach you how to move and be still, you know, a yoga practice, something that's going to help benefit your health. Or if even you need a mental health checkup and you need like someone to talk to, you need to go schedule therapy or whatever, then you need to take care of yourself and you need to do that. You may be experiencing new paradigms at this time, right? So a paradigm shift, a shift in your perspective, a shift in maybe your belief system. You know, like what you thought was true before is being broken down and you're being shown the true way of things now. And that's that's very pertinent at this time for the collective that's happening right now, is that as people are either reawakening or awakening, they're learning this new information, like what people thought was connection to source, connection to God, connection to the universe, connection to all that is and ever was, connection to self, connection to oneness. Like, they're understanding now that that is not what they were doing before. They thought that they were doing that before, but they didn't realize it, that they were acting out more human characteristics, right? Like, judgment of others is not in alignment. So if you've judged anybody, which we all have, you're not in alignment, and you're learning that. Like, God loves strippers. People are learning this now. People never knew this before, that you're allowed to do whatever you want with your body and still deserve God's love and the love and respect of the people around you, right? People didn't know that. I don't know why they didn't know that. I mean, people have done terrible, terrible things in the stories that you read in the Bibles and all the good books from all the different religions. There are terrifying stories of God's wrath, but there are also stories of unconditional love and forgiveness. And if you tap more into what unconditional truly is, your footsteps will be lighter, because you'll understand it is not your job to judge anyone. And you don't want people judging you. So you live and let God. You don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Stay in your own spiritual lane and worry about what you're doing to work towards your goals. Do not worry about how the next person makes their bag. Do not worry about how the next person makes their abundance and in success and their love. Like, what makes their life flow. You get out of your own flow when you spend so much time fixating on the next person. And I don't know why you're even doing that, because it's not, no one person is the same. We're all made so special and so unique. It doesn't make sense for you to be competitive or comparative with anybody else, because you're incomparable. There's only one. There's not another like you. We all mirror and reflect each other, but just, you're not meant to judge others, and others are not meant to judge you. And once you guys start to understand that unconditional love is the only thing that rings true throughout all religions, clarity, abundance, happiness, the ability to grow and move forward, right? That's what's on the horizon. That is what is coming for you. Once you understand the truth, when you say God's love, what the truth of that really is, God loves Satanists. Some of you don't even want to hear that right now. He does. He does. He does. Satan and the devil are not the same person, by the way. But you don't even know that. Educate yourself. I'm just saying, God loves, and that's it. He just loves. And he forgives. And I say he, but you know, in the general sense that I'm speaking, it's she, he, they, we, us, you. It's the grass, it's the ground, it's the sky, it's the moon, it's the universe, it's my solar plexus, it's everything. So don't get caught up in the words that I'm using, right? Because we don't always have the words. I'm human, just like you. I don't always have the words, but I have the messages, and I'm giving them to you. So I hope you're listening. The shadow seer side of the card of the Hierophant is this, exactly. You may be working on an outdated system or way of thinking. You may struggle with that. You may struggle with dogma, rebelling against societal norms, abuse of power, stagnation. You may have an ego-based leadership, and that is why you're needing this paradigm shift to change, because to be a true leader, you don't let your ego take the front seat, right? And the last thing is a need to connect with spirit. So very strongly, I'm getting this message that some of you just really need to reconnect with spirit, because You have all these questions that are unanswered and you're frustrated, and it's because you're not talking to spirit. When you pray, you got to know who you pray to. When you do rituals, you got to know who you're praying to. You got to be very direct. You got to be praising and praying to the Most High, because if you're not praying to the greater good of all and to the harm of none, your highest timeline, your highest purpose, your highest vibration, then you're messing up. Like, you have to know who it is that you're praying to. Okay? Because some of you get together and you go into communities and you gather around and you do what you think is just hanging out, but you engage in ceremonies, and the ceremonies are rituals. And the rituals that you're doing, you don't know what the intention is behind it. Sometimes you guys are getting involved with people who are harvesting your energy, right? They're gathering a bunch of people to harvest their energy so that they can stand out, because they're obsessed with money and greed and fame and power, okay? So when you go to community events, you watch how people move, okay? Watch how people move, and you'll see the truth. The truth will always come to light. If it's about love, it's about love. If it's not about love, you'll know. If there's always a monetary constriction over everything that is done in your community, you got to question that. Are we reaching out our hands to help? Are we accepting donations? Are they energy exchanges? Or is it a requirement to have money to be accepted? And what is being asked of you? Do you have to partake in ritualistic behaviors to be included? When these people pray, do they ever say God? Do they ever say who they're praying to? Do you know what it is you're praying to? And the ancestors that they're thanking and praying to, are they your ancestors? Are you just blindly following and praying to gods that don't even resonate with your spirit, right? Because you're not going to go as a white person and pray to the African gods that watched their people be enslaved and oppressed by people, and created this magic and these deities to help release people from suffering at the hands of these people. And then the oppressors are praying to the gods that they don't even know the backstory. They don't know anything about what they're praying to, right? We got agents of light praying to deities of darkness, and they don't know that because they don't do their due diligence. They just go and they're like, oh, I'm going to do this ritualistic experience, this ceremony. It's totally fine. You got to start paying attention to where you're putting your energy and what energy is being reciprocated, right? It's really important to know who you're praying to. Like, you're not Jewish, but you're praying to Jewish gods. You don't understand anything about Hinduism, but you want to talk about the wrath of Kali and all these things that you don't know who you're praying to. You know, your archangels that watch over you, do you know who they are and what they stand for? You have to know more about the things that you're putting your energy into. And if you don't know about the things that you're putting your energy into, stop putting your energy into it, right? Because you get back what you put out. So if you're putting out energy in a state of ignorance, don't expect bliss in return, okay? Sorry that was a little heavier of a reading than I expected. But I love you guys, and I fully intend to keep giving the messages that Spirit tells me I need to put forward, because they're going to help you. They're going to benefit you in some way. And thank you guys for watching, and I love and appreciate you all so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Even commenting helps, you know. And if you guys choose to support, I do have my Cash App and my PayPal linked in the description. I could really use any monetary support at this time, if it's doable, okay? Because I'm trying to redirect my life right now to align more with my spiritual goals, because I feel that it's important at this time for us to all be getting on board with what it is that Spirit wants us to do, and to stop kidding ourselves. Because if you keep doing the same things over and over and again, and like they're not working out in your favor, it's because it's not what you're supposed to be doing. And you know that because you can feel that. Your intuition is telling you this doesn't feel right and this doesn't feel good, and I'm tired of doing it, and it's time to do something different. So any support is greatly appreciated at this time, even if it's just $1, like, you know, $1 a day goes a long way. I'm not gonna touch too much on that, but just know that I love and appreciate all of you, and I'm wishing you a blessed day. And if any of you ever needs any consultation or to talk, you can message me. My Instagram is also linked in the description. That is the only place where you can contact me that I will actually be able to get back to you if it is a personal matter. And it is the only place where I will offer you a reading. So if anybody else offers you a reading in the comments or anything like that, that is not me. That is a scam artist. Please ignore those messages. Only through my Instagram can you message me and ask for a reading. I do 30-minute readings for $33.33, and it is $55.55 right now for an hour-long reading. I do send video files. I can do FaceTime, but I prefer to do video files. That way you can save your reading. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. I love you guys so much. Thank you. It's good to be back. Love and light.